Yesterday, they laughed at him. Today, he killed a monster, a beast every student was too scared to even touch, an E-rank laborer, the weakest class, in a world where rank decides everything. But what no one knows is that he's already cheating the system. 10 EXP becomes 1,000. A useless skill becomes a monster ability. While everyone struggles to level up, he's getting stronger just by watching. And now, the entire academy is watching him. The strongest S-rank wants to fight him. The tournament starts tomorrow. But they still don't understand one thing. They didn't create a weak hunter. They created something this world can't control. The stadium at Zhanghe Hunter Academy. It buzzed with raw, suffocating anxiety. Every student stood frozen, staring at the black pedestal. This wasn't just a ceremony. It was the moment that decided their entire future. Lin Yi stood in the crowd. He looked strangely calm. He wasn't nervous like the rest. 3 months ago, he transmigrated into this body. He knew the rules of this world, but he stayed silent. Suddenly, his friend Wang Hao started shaking. "This is it, Lin Yi. My life depends on this," he whispered. Lin Yi just smirked, watching the stage. The instructor called the first name. The crystal flared with light. Some cheered for high ranks, others slumped in disappointment. Then the instructor called out, "Wang Hao." The boy walked up, terrified. He touched the core. Green light flickered. "Class, Scout, rank, C." Wang Hao grinned like he'd won the lottery. Then the moment finally arrived. Lin Yi. He stepped forward. The core hummed against his palm. He wondered what class he'd get. Combat? Support? The crystal glowed. Dim light pulsed weakly. Class, laborer. Rank, E. The stadium erupted in laughter. It was the worst possible outcome. Lin Yi didn't care. He walked back, completely unfazed. But then, everything changed. A cold mechanical voice echoed in his head. System initialization complete. Minimal effort, maximum reward. System bound. Lin Yi's eyes widened. The useless laborer class suddenly held infinite potential. The game had just begun. Lin Yi ignores the loud stadium noise completely. He focuses only on the mysterious voice in his head. The system is finally real. He walks back to the student area in silence. Wang Hao looks at him with deep pity. He apologizes for Lin Yi getting a trash class. An E-rank laborer. It is completely useless for combat. Wang Hao suggests finding a safe city construction job. Lin Yi just laughs. He asks a strange question. He wants to know the experience for killing monsters. Wang Hao is confused. Low-level monsters give 10 points. Lin Yi nods slowly. He calculates the hidden math. The awakening ceremony finishes on the main platform. High-rank students get instant offers from powerful guilds. Low-rank students stand aside, with crushed dreams. Teacher Chen walks up with his clipboard. He confirms the E-rank laborer result. There is no emotion in his voice. He suggests a safe infrastructure job. Lin Yi smiles politely and agrees. He just wants to dismiss him. As soon as Chen leaves, the system panel appears. It projects directly into Lin Yi's mind. Host, Lin Yi, E-rank laborer, level 1. The golden rule is active, 100 times reward amplification. A new notification pops up immediately. He receives a beginner reward, 3 copper coins. It sounds completely pathetic, but the amplification rule instantly activates. The reward multiplies. He receives 300 coins. Lin Yi stops breathing. He feels the heavy metal inside his pocket. His mind races with terrifying new possibilities. 10 experience points will become 1,000. A single drop will become 100 items. His useless class is actually a Lord-tier cheat. He looks at Wang Hao with a faint smile. He asks when new hunters leave the city walls. Wang Hao stares at him like an absolute madman. He says guilds organize beginner teams in a few weeks. Lin Yi looks at the distant monster zones. He feels true excitement for the very first time. He is ready to hunt. Students pour out of the academy gates. The ceremony has finally ended. Wang Hao tries to talk sense into his best friend. He begs Lin Yi to join a safe construction guild. He firmly believes an E-rank laborer belongs inside city walls. Lin Yi completely ignores his desperate advice. He is too busy thinking about his 100 times multiplier system. A loud voice interrupts their conversation. An awakening bureau vehicle parks near the gate. Officers set up a beginner hunting team table. Wang Hao and Lin Yi walk over. A beautiful girl stands at the front. Her name is Su Qinghan. She confidently registers as a B-rank Frostblade. She finishes signing and makes brief eye contact with Lin Yi. Wang Hao steps up next. He signs up as a C-rank scout. Then, Lin Yi steps right up to the table. The officer looks at his tablet in total disbelief. He warns Lin Yi that hunting teams need actual combat classes. Lin Yi gives him a cold, determined stare. He signs the registration form without a single second of hesitation. Wang Hao panics over his friend's crazy decision. Su Qinghan watches them. She gives a stern warning. Confidence without strength will get him killed. Lin Yi smiles. He completely agrees with her practical logic. He tells her, "A man must step forward to know his limits." She coldly replies, "No one will protect him out there." He accepts those harsh terms perfectly. The registration process completes. The Bureau sends a basic beginner dagger to his inventory. The system reacts. A chill hits his spine. The weapon changes. It does not multiply. It evolves. Enhancement times 100. He gets the frost steel dagger. His true power begins. The registration crowd is finally thinning out. Students are making the biggest choices of their lives. Lin Yi and Wang Hao walk toward the bus stop. Wang Hao is desperate. He tries one last time to change his friend's mind. Experienced hunters die outside the walls all the time. He knows the risks. But Lin Yi is calm. He insists on testing his own limits. Wang Hao is stubborn. He decides he is sticking close to protect him. They sit on the bus stop bench. The silence is heavy. Lin Yi secretly opens his hidden system interface. He checks his inventory. His eyes lock onto a new item, a dagger. Quality, rare. Attack power, 52. It has the frost edge effect. A normal beginner weapon has only 5 attack points. The system didn't just multiply the cheap item. It completely evolved it into a powerful elemental weapon. Lin Yi summons the glowing blade. It shimmers with a cold, silver-blue light. Wang Hao freezes. He yells in shock. He recognizes the expensive mid-level frost steel material. Lin Yi claims the Bureau gave it as a reward. Wang Hao refuses to believe the obvious lie. Suddenly, Su Qinghan speaks from right behind them. She states that the weapon is not standard academy issue. It is incredibly rare and expensive frost steel. Lin Yi repeats his lucky reward excuse. Su Qinghan does not press the secret further. Instead, she reveals the upcoming mission. They are heading to Sector 12 in exactly 3 days. She warns him that even low-level monsters are deadly. She stares directly at Lin Yi. Do not act recklessly. Do not fall behind. She turns around and disappears into the street. Wang Hao is stunned by her long conversation. Lin Yi simply smiles. He stores the frosty blade. He stares up at the massive city walls. 3 days remain. Everything will change. Lin Yi unlocks the door to his apartment. The room is small and quiet. He drops his bag. He reflects on the day's insanity. He summons the system interface directly into his mind. Stats: 0 experience. Attribute points: none available. He pulls the frost steel dagger from his hidden inventory. The narrow blade reflects a dangerous, pale silver glow. He swings the weapon. A freezing current follows it. The system does not just multiply. It evolves. It creates miracles. Lin Yi realizes this logic could apply to skills, but there is a problem. His laborer class grants 0 combat abilities. He must reach level 5 to unlock his first skill. The only way to level up fast? Hunting wild monsters. Suddenly, Wang Hao bangs loudly on the door. He collapses onto the sofa, gasping for air. He demands they prepare for the wilderness expedition. They head straight to the crowded hunter market. Experienced hunters with heavy weapons walk with confidence. They dominate the stalls. A vendor approaches for business. He demands to know their classes. Wang Hao stands tall. Scout. The vendor nods in instant respect. Lin Yi steps forward. Laborer. The atmosphere changes. The vendor sneers. He dismisses him as a simple baggage carrier. Suddenly, Su Qinghan speaks from the neighboring maintenance stall. Her voice is cold. She advises Lin Yi to buy proper survival gear. Her reason is blunt. She prefers not to carry dead teammates back to the city. Lin Yi smiles. He agrees with her harsh logic. She reminds him of the rendezvous. The Eastern Gate. Do not oversleep. She turns and walks away. Wang Hao leans in and whispers. He says the cold beauty is definitely watching him. Lin Yi smirks. The chaotic adventure is just beginning. Wang Hao stares at the rows of short swords in total awe. He rushes to buy light leather gloves. He grabs cheap recovery herbs for the trip. Lin Yi has a different plan. He simply buys a canvas backpack. He picks up basic survival tools, but he hides a deadly secret. His overpowered dagger stays hidden in his system inventory. Revealing it here would be a fatal mistake. It would only cause dangerous, unnecessary problems. Su Qinghan steps forward from a nearby stall. Her voice is cold and strict. She demands they buy warm clothes for the early morning. She warns Lin Yi specifically, do not ever wander away from the group. She doubts his useless laborer class. She admits it might be useful someday. That is only if he survives tomorrow. She turns and vanishes into the busy market crowd. Lin Yi returns to his quiet room. He lies down to rest. A mechanical voice rings in his mind. Preparation reward detected. Basic boots acquired. The system flares up. Amplification triggers immediately. Enhancement times 100. He receives the Windstep boots. They are rare. They boost his movement speed to new heights. They reduce all physical fatigue. The terrifying wilderness suddenly feels manageable. Lin Yi packs his new gear. He heads to the Eastern Gate. Wang Hao waves at him from the crowd. Experienced hunters organize the beginners into teams. The massive steel gates begin to open with a loud rumble. The real test begins. He takes his first step outside. The massive steel gates lift with a heavy mechanical rumble. The expedition team steps into the unknown wilderness. 40 students gather behind a veteran named Zhang Wei. He gives a strict command. Follow orders. Run when told. They march 20 minutes deep into Sector 12. Zhang Wei stops them near the forest edge. He explains the danger here. Gray fang wolves. Suddenly, 3 massive beasts burst from the tall, swaying grass. The students freeze in absolute terror. Paralyzed, no one dares to step forward. Su Qinghan draws her weapon, a glowing, icy sword. 2 students join her, with a shield and fire magic. A hungry wolf lunges forward, straight at the front line. Su Qinghan swings her blade. Pale frost cuts the air. The monster collapses instantly. The remaining wolves retreat. They vanish into the dark forest. Zhang Wei praises their team coordination. Lin Yi watches quietly from the back. A system notification chimes. Shared experience detected. 5 points gained. The amplification rule triggers. 5 becomes 500. He reaches level 2. Minimum effort, maximum reward. Wang Hao notices Lin Yi smiling like a crazy person. Lin Yi casually blames the fresh morning air. He realizes the truth. Leveling up is ridiculously easy. The real hunt has just started. The group catches their breath after the ambush. Lin Yi ignores the nervous students. He checks his system panel. He just bypassed level 2 entirely. 500 shared experience points. They instantly push him to level 3. The system chimes. A brand new milestone reward. He unlocks his first class skill. Laborer's Grip. It usually just provides basic hand strength, but the golden multiplier activates. The weak ability evolves. It becomes Titan's Grip. His physical strength surges. Weapon impact force multiplies. Zhang Wei signals the team to stop. A massive level 3 ironhide boar blocks the path. Thick armor plates cover its back. Su Qinghan steps forward. With a spearman and a fire mage, the giant beast snorts. It charges wildly. The spearman strikes. He gets knocked off balance. Su Qinghan steps in. Her icy sword flashes. Ice cuts the neck. The boar drops dead. Lin Yi stands quietly in the back. The system detects the shared kill. 10 experience points drop. The multiplier triggers again. 10 becomes 1,000. He hits level 4. He hits level 5. 2 free levels, just from watching a fight. Wang Hao stares at his friend's creeping smile. Su Qinghan glares at him with suspicion. She senses something unusual about his presence. Lin Yi smirks to himself. His trash class. It will soon terrify this entire world. Zhang Wei extracts a faintly glowing monster core. It's from the dead ironhide boar. He explains the value. These crystals are for crafting gear and energy batteries. The group resumes their tense march, deeper into the dangerous forest. Wang Hao notices Lin Yi. He has not fought a single monster yet. He encourages his friend. Test your limits against something weak. Lin Yi simply smiles. He casually agrees to wait and see. Zhang Wei suddenly halts the entire group. He spots fresh tracks pressed into the dirt. He strictly warns everyone. A fast level 3 spineback lizard is nearby. Suddenly, a dark shape violently bursts out from the bushes. The scaled reptilian beast lunges, directly at a paralyzed student. Lin Yi steps forward. His body acts on instinct. He draws the frost steel dagger. Titan's grip activates instantly. He strikes downward. The blade pierces the skull. The monster dies instantly. The entire forest clearing falls completely silent. The students stare in absolute shock at the dead creature. A useless laborer. Just one-shot a monster faster than actual combat classes. Zhang Wei closely inspects the fatal wound. It's incredibly precise. He notices the rare frost steel weapon. He suspects the truth. Lin Yi has hidden combat experience. Lin Yi calmly brushes off the suspicion. Just lucky timing. The system chimes in his mind. Base reward is 15 experience. The golden multiplier triggers. He gets 1,500 points. He hits level 6. He hits level 7. 2 free levels gained from a single casual strike. Wang Hao stares at his best friend with deep suspicion. He knows Lin Yi is hiding a massive secret. Lin Yi just smirks quietly. Maybe the laborer class is actually overpowered. The students stare in absolute shock at the dead lizard on the ground. A supposedly useless laborer just killed a monster faster than anyone could see. Lin Yi stands perfectly calm, his frost steel dagger still glowing. Wang Hao desperately asks how. How did you manage that impossible strike? Lin Yi answers with a shrug. I just reacted instinctively. Nearby students whisper nervously. They are terrified of his speed. Zhang Wei examines the fatal wound. The dagger pierced the narrow gap in the skull. It was a perfect lethal strike. He turns to Lin Yi with a warning. Instincts alone will not save you. The difference between courage and recklessness is experience. Low-level monsters will still kill overconfident beginners. Lin Yi casually agrees with the veteran. The group resumes their march, deeper into the forest. Wang Hao jokes about Lin Yi's newfound fame. Lin Yi just credits his own natural talent. Suddenly, Zhang Wei halts the entire team. He points at massive, deep claw marks. A level 6 stoneback bear. The atmosphere turns suffocating. A loud crack echoes through the trees. The gigantic beast appears. Thick stone plates cover its body. It locks onto the students. Zhang Wei draws his heavy sword. He orders everyone back. The terrified students frantically retreat, but Lin Yi doesn't move. He watches the giant beast without blinking. A faint smile appears on his face. This monster is a nightmare for beginners. But for Lin Yi, it is the perfect golden opportunity. Should he step forward, or let the hunter work? The gigantic stoneback bear roars like thunder. It charges forward. Zhang Wei steps instantly between the monster and the terrified students. He swings his heavy sword in a powerful arc. The blade strikes the bear's armored shoulder. A loud clang. Sparks fly everywhere. But the monster barely slows down. The thick stone plates easily absorb the heavy impact. The angry bear swipes its massive paw. Zhang Wei barely dodges. The claws shatter a nearby tree. He attacks again. The stone armor easily blocks him. Su Qinghan steps up. She casts her icy frozen thorn. The sharp frost hits the bear. It freezes its thick fur. The beast violently shakes off the ice. It goes completely berserk. Zhang Wei manages to slice a shallow wound near its neck. The bleeding monster suddenly shifts its glowing eyes away. It locks onto the panicked students. It charges like an avalanche. Everyone wildly scatters in absolute terror. Lin Yi stands perfectly still. Wang Hao desperately grabs his arm. He begs him to run. Lin Yi calmly pulls his arm free. He waits. The 3-meter beast raises its massive crushing claw. Lin Yi summons his dagger. Titan's grip activates. Explosive strength fills him. He slips under the claw. The icy blade flashes upward. He pierces the exposed throat. The giant monster collapses, dead. Absolute silence completely swallows the once chaotic forest. Zhang Wei and the students stare in frozen disbelief. Lin Yi calmly pulls his frosty blade from the corpse. Wang Hao stammers in total shock at his unbelievable friend. Lin Yi just shrugs, like it was a casual walk. The system chimes happily. Base reward is 120 experience. The 100 multiplier activates. He gets 12,000 points. Multiple level-ups trigger instantly. Zhang Wei stares blankly at the dead monster. He seriously questions, "What kind of ridiculous laborer class is this?" Wang Hao points weakly at the massive corpse. He stammers in disbelief. The terrifying monster is actually dead. Lin Yi shrugs casually. Things usually die when you stab them in the throat. The shock finally breaks. The students snap out of their paralysis. Whispers explode through the group. A useless laborer. One-shotting a level 6 monster. Zhang Wei steps over. He inspects the fatal wound. The blade pierced the soft spot, directly beneath the jaw. He realizes the truth. Lin Yi didn't panic. He deliberately aimed for the weakness. Zhang Wei looks at him with new respect. Lin Yi kept his cool, while everyone else fell apart. Wang Hao rubs his face. "Who are you, really?" Lin Yi smiles. "The bear just underestimated me." Su Qinghan approaches. Her eyes are sharp and calculating. "You struck at the perfect opening." She eyes his weapon. "That is a highly unusual blade." Lin Yi brushes her off. "Just a decent dagger." Zhang Wei issues the command. "Extract the materials." They harvest the thick stone plates. Lin Yi checks his system silently. Level 10. His attributes have surged. Titan's grip is overpowered. Zhang Wei looks at the group. "We have seen enough today. Pack up." We return to the city. The students are relieved. The hunting trip is over. Wang Hao makes a declaration. "I'm hiding behind you from now on." Lin Yi rolls his eyes. The strategy is pathetic. Zhang Wei glances back. He offers a quiet, knowing smile. The realization hits. Hidden blades are always the deadliest. The expedition group marches back to Jianghe City. Total silence hangs in the air. The wilderness has changed them completely. They are not the same people anymore. The heavy steel gates finally open. Safe civilization welcomes them home. Veteran hunter Zhang Wei steps forward. He delivers a strict final warning. He dismisses the students, but one command is clear. Keep your mouths shut. Silence is mandatory. No one speaks of the stoneback bear. Exaggerated rumors only bring trouble. Dangerous, unnecessary problems. Lin Yi walks quietly. He checks his system panel, level 10. He refuses to get arrogant. He knows the reality. High-level monsters still roam the deep. The threat never ends. They reach the main academy gates. Something blocks their path. A tall student in dark combat armor. Wang Hao freezes. He starts to sweat. Panic fills his eyes. He whispers the boy's identity. It is Chen Feng, the absolute strongest student. An S-rank Stormblade swordsman. He is already level 15. Chen Feng ignores the others. He stares directly at Lin Yi. The courtyard falls dead silent. He demands an answer. Is the crazy rumor true? Did an E-rank laborer really kill it? A massive stoneback bear. Lin Yi meets his sharp gaze. He does not blink. He smiles faintly. He says, "Yes." Chen Feng laughs softly. He acknowledges the bold answer. He delivers a final message. Don't die before the academy tournament. He turns around. He disappears into the crowd. Wang Hao rubs his face in despair. Absolute despair. His best friend is now a target. He caught the attention of the strongest monster. Lin Yi smirks quietly. This is going to be incredibly fun. Lin Yi locks his dorm door. He finally exhales. The chaotic day is behind him, but rumors are already spreading. The talk of his impossible bear kill. He needs to understand his new power. He summons the system interface. The blue light fills the room. He opens his status panel. For the first time. Level 10. 20 free attribute points waiting. The screen displays the laborer class growth rates. 3 strength per level. 3 constitution per level. Perfectly balanced. But completely mediocre. A jack of all trades. Master of absolutely nothing. He shifts his focus to the skill. Titan's grip. That overwhelming strength. It pierced the bear's hide. He grips the frost steel dagger. The 100 times multiplier is insane. The freezing damage is boosted. Equipment amplification is a terrifying advantage. He looks at his available points. He needs speed. He needs raw power to survive. He puts 10 points into strength. Raw power floods his muscles. He puts 10 points into agility. His senses sharpen instantly. The dagger spins effortlessly through his fingers. His combat ability is changing. He has surpassed every ordinary beginner. He closes the blue interface. He finally sees his path. The road to absolute power. Work less. Gain massively more. He looks out the window, toward the distant city walls. Endless monsters are waiting in the dark. The wilderness calls. Things are about to get incredibly fun. Lin Yi leaves his dorm room. His inventory is overflowing. He needs to unload. He heads to the Hunter Night Market. He enters the Iron Mountain Trading House. A bearded shopkeeper waits behind the counter. Lin Yi places the items down. The heavy stoneback bear plates. The shopkeeper's eyes widen. He is genuinely impressed. The cuts are surgically clean. He doubts a beginner did this. He offers 3,000 copper coins per plate. Lin Yi doesn't flinch. He crosses his arms. He demands 5,000. They haggle. They settle on 4,500. 18,000 coins secured. He adds 2 low-grade monster cores. Another 4,000 coins. 22,000 total. The system chimes. Amplification kicks in. The numbers explode. 2,200,000. He is instantly rich. The shopkeeper leans in. He offers a piece of advice. The Academy tournament starts in 2 days. Registration is open. The top 3 get Central Armory gear. The champion? A rare weapon blueprint. Lin Yi nods. This is worth his time. He steps outside. He runs right into Wang Ho. His friend is enjoying a skewer. Wang Hao asks about the haul. Lin Yi speaks the number. 22,000? Wang Hao freezes. The skewer drops to the ground. He begs to join the next hunt. Lin Yi just smiles. Life is finally getting fun. Suginghan wipes her gleaming blade. Her roommate rolls wildly on the bed. Li Yue gasps at her glowing phone screen. The Academy forum is exploding. An impossible rumor is spreading. An E-rank laborer slaughtered a stoneback bear. Su Xinghan does not look up. She remains calm. She confirms the crazy rumor is true. She saw Lin Yi kill the beast herself. Li Yue freezes in pure disbelief. An E-rank laborer. A level 6 monster. The Academy is mad. Li Yue notices a faint blush. It is on the cold beauty's face. She wickedly teases her roommate. Su Qinghan ignores the teasing. She grabs the phone. She searches for Lin Yi on the app. She finds his profile. She sends a request. Li Yue is stunned. The cold beauty initiated contact. Lin Yi scrolls through the chaotic forums. He is alone in his room. The wild bear rumors are spreading fast. A notification pops up on his screen. A friend request. From Su Qinghan. He accepts the unexpected request. She asks if he will enter the tournament. Lin Yi confirms he will be there. Su Qinghan promises she will not hold back. Lin Yi smiles. He expects nothing less. Back in the female dorm. Li Yue smiles wickedly. Su Qinghan turns away. She hides her deeply red face. Hundreds of students gather around the central platform. Wild rumors spread like wildfire. Everyone is talking about Lin Yi, the useless laborer who slaughtered a stoneback bear. Some refuse to believe it. It sounds impossible. Wang Hao desperately searches the noisy crowd. He needs to find his best friend. He spots him under a tree, perfectly calm. Wang Hao rushes over. He warns him that the entire academy is watching. Lin Yi just shrugs. He doesn't care about the attention. A loud metallic bell rings. The courtyard falls silent. Senior instructor Han Ming steps onto the platform. His aura is intimidating, powerful. He makes the announcement. The annual Academy Combat Tournament begins tomorrow. The crowd erupts. Excitement fills the air. He explains the rules, the test of real combat skill. Exactly 3 elimination stages. First stage, one-on-one qualification battles. Second stage, narrowing down to the top 16. Third stage, the final championship bracket. Instructor Han reveals the loot. Top 10 get rare gear. Top 3 get armory equipment. The crowd goes insane. These rewards are massive, city-level treasures. Instructor Han silences them. He drops the final bomb. The ultimate champion gets a rare weapon blueprint and a prestigious regional elite academy recommendation. Absolute silence paralyzes the students. This is a life-changing opportunity for any new hunter. Instructor Han points to the arena entrance. Registration begins right now. The battle is on. Students instantly stampede toward the arena registration tables. The insane tournament rewards blind everyone with eager excitement. Wang Hao nervously asks if Lin Yi is actually joining. He desperately reminds his friend about the terrifying Chen Feng, the level 15 swordsman, the absolute tournament favorite. Lin Yi just casually smiles at the dangerous challenge. Suddenly, the noisy crowd completely splits apart in dead silence. Chen Feng walks up and confidently writes his name. He shows the unshakable confidence of an absolute champion. Next, Su Qinghan steps forward with her icy spear. The cold beauty gracefully signs the official registration sheet. She stops. She locks eyes directly with Lin Yi. Then Lin Yi finally steps up to the desk. The instructor pauses slightly after hearing his notorious name. The crowd immediately starts whispering about the rumored laborer. Chen Feng turns around and stares directly at Lin Yi. He smirks. He hopes the rumors didn't scare him. Lin Yi smiles back. He is never scared. Chen Feng laughs quietly. He walks away calmly. Wang Hao completely panics over his best friend's insane confidence. He just successfully provoked the strongest guy in the entire academy. Lin Yi simply stares at the massive stone combat arena. This fierce competition is exactly what a tournament is for. The registration list fills with hundreds of eager fighters. Tomorrow, the first bell will finally ring. Only absolute results will matter. The massive courtyard quickly empties. The tournament registration, chaotic. Lin Yi and Wang Hao walk away, leaving the noisy academy grounds behind. Wang Hao rubs his pale face, his eyes wide with sheer terror. He is convinced of one thing. The arrogant Chen Feng is already planning Lin Yi's funeral. Lin Yi just stretches his arms. He ignores the heavy threat completely. To him, the deadly competition is just a game. Wang Hao groans loudly. He cannot handle this insane confidence. Suddenly, a thunderous growl echoes. Wang Hao's stomach is completely empty. Lin Yi laughs. He offers to buy a massive feast. Wang Hao's eyes shine. He showers Lin Yi with praise. They head straight to the tavern, inside the Iron Cup Tavern. It is incredibly loud. The crowd is packed. Wang Hao wastes no time. He orders a massive feast of roasted beast meat. He looks at Lin Yi with starry-eyed admiration. Lin Yi casually drops a heavy coin pouch. It hits the wooden table with a thud. Wang Hao peeks inside. He freezes, pure shock. He stares at the massive fortune with deep, absolute reverence. He grabs Lin Yi's hand. He swears absolute loyalty. He vows to follow Lin Yi, even into the dangerous wilderness. Lin Yi slowly pulls his hand away, ending the dramatic display. Wang Hao has one final question. Why join such a deadly tournament? Lin Yi takes a calm sip of his ale. His answer? Because it sounds fun. Lin Yi and Wang Hao leave the busy market. The massive feast is finally over. Wang Hao makes a dramatic claim. His life has changed forever. Since meeting his best friend, Lin Yi brutally cuts him down. The cold reality? He is still broke, still terrified of monsters. Wang Hao is instantly offended. The truth hurts. They walk back toward the academy gates. Restless students whisper as Lin Yi passes. The tension rises. A curious boy steps forward. The question hangs in the air. Did an E-rank laborer actually slaughter the stoneback bear? Wang Hao shouts, yes, before Lin Yi can speak. The boy is stunned, completely amazed. He runs back to tell his friends. Lin Yi sighs. His unwanted fame is growing too fast. Suddenly, a cold, familiar voice calls his name. Su Qinghan stands in the shadows. Near the dormitory entrance, Wang Hao panics. He makes a pathetic excuse. He sprints away in terror. Lin Yi laughs. He jokes that her presence scared his friend away. Su Qinghan ignores him. Her expression turns serious. A heavy warning follows. The entire academy is watching his every move. Lin Yi brushes off the attention. She turns to leave, toward the female dormitory. Then, she pauses. She delivers one final, absolute promise. If they meet in the arena, she will not hold back. Lin Yi smiles. He completely agrees. It is late at night inside the Zhanghe Hunter Academy, but nobody is sleeping. Tomorrow, the big tournament will finally start. Inside the training halls, students are training hard. Others are glaring at their tablets, studying endless monster combat records. Everyone desperately wants to win the upcoming matches. However, Lin Yi just sits quietly by his window, looking out at the large arena outside the building. He is completely calm and peaceful. Then, he opens his system panel to check his stats. The numbers appear clearly on the glowing screen. Level 10, Strength 52, Agility 38, and safely inside his inventory. His frost steel dagger is completely ready. He checks his numbers for a short moment. Then, he closes the system panel easily. He is not nervous about the tournament at all. Instead, he feels more curious about the fights. Suddenly, a soft knock comes from his door. Lin Yi walks over and opens it. Wang Hao is standing right there, holding 2 cups of tea. He looks exactly like a man who cannot sleep. Wang Hao walks inside and sits down. He hands 1 cup of tea over to Lin Yi. Wang Hao says, "Tomorrow is the tournament." Lin Yi replies, "That is what everyone keeps saying." Wang Hao looks at him with a dead serious face. Then he asks, "What if we fight each other?" Lin Yi thinks about this for a moment. He looks back and says, "I will go easy on you." Wang Hao lets out a long and slow sigh. He says, "I appreciate the mercy." They both share a quiet and relaxed laugh. Outside, the academy arena stands perfectly silent in the dark night. But tomorrow, that silence will completely shatter. Hundreds of awakened hunters will clash in the arena, and every single one of them has a reason to win. The Zhanghe Hunter Academy tournament has finally begun. Excited students quickly gather near the combat arena. However, Lin Yi stays completely calm inside his room. He lies on his bed and stares at the ceiling. He looks totally relaxed. He does not worry about his upcoming opponents. Instead, he thinks about the brutal structure of this world, a world where power completely decides the fate of all humanity. Humans no longer live in normal open cities. They survive inside huge fortress settlements. Massive walls protect them from endless monster invasions. Zhanghe City is just a weak frontier city. It serves as the bleeding first line of defense. Above it are the much stronger regional cities. Then come the massive metropolitan cities with elite hunters. And at the very top stand the central capital cities. The absolute strongest hunters on Earth guard those capitals. Zhanghe City is just a small starting point. Lin Yi needs to win this tournament to move up. He thinks deeply about the academy and guild systems. Hunter guilds control all missions outside the safe walls. Monster hunts and deadly dungeon raids pass through them. The strongest hunters eventually become legendary national guardians. Lin Yi stands up and looks out the window. Students are flooding the arena entrance. This is their very first real battlefield. Suddenly, his phone buzzes loudly on the desk. He picks it up. Wang Hao has sent a new message. Lin Yi opens it and lets out a heavy sigh. Wang Hao writes, "Brother Lin, this humble one greets the future champion." Lin Yi scrolls down the incredibly long text. Wang Hao continues, "Listen to me carefully. Do you know Tang Yue, the new transfer student? She is an A-rank Radiant Spirit Archer. Brother Lin, this is my destiny." Lin Yi just rubs his forehead. He types back, "You have completely lost your mind." Wang Hao instantly replies, "How can you be so heartless? You already have Su Qinghan. I need a beauty too. Tang Yue is perfect and rich. If I win her heart, my life will ascend." Lin Yi stares at the glowing screen for a few seconds. He types, "Let me get this straight. You are a C-rank scout, and you want to pursue an A-rank heiress." Wang Hao replies, "When you put it like that, it sounds slightly difficult." Lin Yi sends back, "Slightly?" Wang Hao answers, "Have some faith in me. I will defeat opponents in the tournament. Then I will boldly confess my love." Lin Yi smiles faintly and puts his phone down. Outside the window, the huge arena gates slowly open wide. Thousands of students gather around the stage. The tournament is finally ready to start. Students completely fill the plaza around the Zhanghe Combat Arena. Everyone is excited for the upcoming matches. Lin Yi and Wang Hao walk together through the loud crowd. Wang Hao looks very nervous. He says, "My heart is beating very fast." Lin Yi replies, "That is called fear." Wang Hao shakes his head quickly. He says, "No, this is love." Suddenly, Wang Hao stops walking. He stares at a beautiful girl standing nearby. It is Tang Yue. She is the new A-rank Radiant Spirit Archer. Wang Hao grabs Lin Yi's arm. He says, "That is her." Lin Yi warns him. He says, "You do not have to do this." But Wang Hao marches forward anyway. He stands directly in front of Tang Yue and her friends. The surrounding students stop walking. They instantly sense a public confession. Wang Hao looks at her bravely. He says, "Miss Tang Yue, I was deeply moved by you. Destiny brought us together." The gathered crowd starts whispering. Tang Yue stares at him for a few seconds. Then, she laughs out loud. It is a cold and mocking laugh. Tang Yue looks at him. She asks, "You want to pursue me? You are just a C-rank scout." The nearby students chuckle. Tang Yue's voice turns freezing cold. She says, "Know your place." Wang Hao stands completely still. His face turns pale. He is publicly humiliated. Then, Lin Yi walks over and touches his friend's shoulder. He looks directly at Tang Yue. Lin Yi says, "You talk a lot." Tang Yue narrows her eyes. She asks, "And who are you?" Lin Yi says, "Lin Yi." The crowd quickly whispers his name. They remember the recent rumors about the E-rank laborer. Tang Yue scoffs at him. She asks, "Are you here to defend your weak friend?" Lin Yi looks at her calmly. He says, "In today's tournament, I will make you kneel." The whole plaza goes completely silent. Tang Yue becomes very angry. Lin Yi simply turns around and walks away. Wang Hao quickly follows behind him. Tang Yue tightly grips her silver bow. She glares directly at Lin Yi's back. Thousands of students gather inside the Jianghe Combat Arena. The big tournament has finally started. Lin Yi and Wang Hao sit in the lower spectator seats. Wang Hao looks down nervously. He says, "This place suddenly feels very serious." Lin Yi replies, "That is because people will start hitting each other soon." Suddenly, a loud metal bell rings 3 times. Instructor Han Ming steps onto the center platform. He looks at everyone with great authority. He announces, "Welcome to the annual combat tournament." He quickly explains the simple rules. No one can kill their opponent. A match ends when someone surrenders or loses. Defeat means instant elimination. The big screens above the arena suddenly light up. The first match appears on the display. Su Qinghan versus Zhao Ming. The crowd goes completely crazy. Su Qinghan walks out holding her frost blade. She looks totally calm and focused. Then, Zhao Ming walks out with a heavy axe. He is a D-rank berserker. Zhao Ming scratches his head. He says, "I am unlucky to fight you first." Su Qinghan looks at him smoothly. She asks, "Are you surrendering?" The referee immediately shouts to begin. Zhao Ming roars loudly. He swings his heavy axe down with great speed, but Su Qinghan easily dodges to the side. The axe hits the stone ground hard. In less than 3 seconds, Su Qinghan attacks. She hits his wrist and quickly knocks his axe away. Then, she points her cold blade directly at his throat. The arena freezes. The match is over. The referee shouts, "Winner, Su Qinghan!" The entire crowd cheers loudly. Wang Hao jumps up with excitement. As she walks toward the exit, Su Qinghan briefly looks up. She locks eyes with Lin Yi for a second. Then, she leaves the arena. Above them, the large screen changes. It shows the next match. Wang Hao's turn is up. Students excitedly discuss Su Qinghan's quick victory. The tournament moves fast with many short battles. A warrior defeats a mage. An archer beats an assassin. Lin Yi watches the arena calmly. Beside him, Wang Hao stares nervously at the giant screen. Wang Hao swallows hard. He says, "My name has not appeared yet." Lin Yi nods. He says, "That means it will." Suddenly, the large screen flickers. Match 7 appears on the display. Wang Hao versus Guo Liang. Wang Hao freezes in his seat. Lin Yi stands up. He says, "Go." Wang Hao looks at him with a desperate face. He asks, "You are not going to say something encouraging?" Lin Yi replies, "Try not to get beaten too badly." Wang Hao sighs and walks toward the arena. The crowd recognizes him immediately. They clearly remember his embarrassing public confession to Tong Yue. But Wang Hao ignores their whispers. He steps onto the combat platform. His opponent walks in from the opposite gate. It is Guo Liang, a D-rank blade fighter. Guo Liang laughs out loud. He says, "A scout? Looks like I got lucky." The referee yells to begin. Guo Liang lunges forward with surprising speed. His sharp blade slashes through the air. Wang Hao barely dodges sideways. Scouts rely on agility and speed, not direct combat. But Wang Hao rushes forward suddenly. He fakes a left move and twists to the right. His fist slams hard into Guo Liang's shoulder. Guo Liang staggers back. The crowd gasps in total surprise. However, Guo Liang recovers quickly. He attacks fiercely with rapid blade strikes. Wang Hao is pushed back step by step. A cold blade grazes his sleeve. His heart beats wildly in his chest. He feels like he is going to lose. Then, Wang Hao notices a fatal weakness. Guo Liang shifted his balance too far forward. The heavy blade comes crashing down. But Wang Hao does not retreat. He steps right in. He twists sideways, and he violently sweeps Guo Liang's leg. Guo Liang loses his footing. He hits the stone ground hard. Wang Hao immediately stands over him with a raised fist. The referee steps in and stops the fight. Wang Hao actually won. The crowd breaks into loud laughter and applause. Wang Hao smiles widely with trembling legs. Lin Yi claps slowly from the spectator stands. Suddenly, the massive screen updates again. Tang Yue, the A-rank Radiant Archer, is up next. The giant screen lights up with the next match, Tang Yue versus Liu Cheng. The crowd immediately starts whispering. Everyone desperately wants to see the A-rank heiress fight. Wang Hao sits down next to Lin Yi. He is still breathing heavily from his recent win. Wang Hao wipes sweat from his forehead. He says, "Winning a fight feels incredible." Lin Yi chuckles quietly. Down below, Tang Yue steps onto the arena floor. She holds a beautiful silver bow. She looks completely confident and totally relaxed. Her opponent walks in from the other side. Liu Cheng carries a heavy iron spear. He knows he has very bad luck today. The referee shouts to begin. Liu Cheng charges forward instantly. He desperately needs to get close to the archer quickly. But Tang Yue does not move at all. She simply fires a glowing arrow. Liu Cheng blocks it with his spear just in time. Then, Tang Yue fires 3 arrows extremely fast. Liu Cheng blocks 2 of them, but the third arrow hits his armor. It explodes with bright golden energy. Liu Cheng stumbles backward. He grits his teeth and charges again. He quickly moves from side to side to dodge. Tang Yue pulls her bowstring back again. The arrow glows extremely bright. She activates a special skill. She fires the arrow. It splits into 3 arrows in midair. All 3 arrows hit his chest. The powerful blast throws him entirely across the floor. He hits the stone ground hard. He drops his spear completely. The referee immediately stops the match. Tang Yue wins perfectly. She crushed her opponent without a single scratch. Tang Yue calmly turns and leaves the arena. In the stands, Wang Hao leans back slowly. He looks totally amazed. He says, "She is really strong. Maybe I should give up." Lin Yi pats his shoulder lightly. He replies, "A wise decision." The surrounding students are completely shocked, because even among geniuses, there is still a massive gap in power. The crowd keeps talking about Tang Yue. Her golden arrows and perfect timing amazed everyone. Wang Hao leans back. He says, "She is really strong." Lin Yi simply nods. He says, "She controlled the distance the entire time." Suddenly, the big screen updates. Match 11, Lin Yi versus Zhang Wei. Wang Hao instantly jumps up. The nearby students start whispering. They clearly remember the crazy rumors. The rumors about the E-rank laborer and the stoneback bear. But Lin Yi completely ignores them. He checks his system panel quickly. Level 10, Strength 52, Agility 38. His Frost Steel Dagger and his Titan Grip skill are fully ready. He smiles slightly and closes the glowing screen. Lin Yi slowly walks onto the combat platform. His opponent is Zhang Wei, a fierce D-rank heavy warrior armed with a huge steel sword. Zhang Wei laughs mockingly. He says, "I heard you killed a stoneback bear, But rumors do not win fights. Lin Yi simply replies, "We will see." Lin Yi pulls out his short frost steel dagger. People in the massive crowd immediately frown. The tiny weapon looks completely useless against a heavy warrior. The referee violently shouts to begin. Zhang Wei charges forward instantly. He violently swings his heavy sword down with massive force, but Lin Yi steps sideways easily. The heavy sword brutally smashes into the stone floor. Then, Lin Yi moves incredibly fast. He effortlessly slips past the next deadly attack. His cold dagger fiercely slashes Zhang Wei's thick armor, leaving behind a freezing frost mark. Zhang Wei instantly jumps back. He gasps, "Fast!" Lin Yi immediately activates his class skill, Titan Grip. His hand intensely grips the short dagger tightly. He fiercely rushes forward again. He violently strikes the heavy steel sword directly. Clang! The tiny dagger holds absolute terrifying power. Zhang Wei looks completely shocked. Lin Yi brutally attacks 3 times extremely quickly. He violently pushes the heavy warrior completely backward. Freezing frost rapidly spreads across Zhang Wei's heavy armor. He quickly starts losing his balance. Zhang Wei furiously roars loudly. He desperately swings his massive sword blindly. But Lin Yi perfectly steps right inside his guard. He fiercely stabs the critical weak point on his shoulder. Massive freezing energy suddenly bursts out. Zhang Wei's huge arm freezes instantly. He helplessly drops his heavy steel sword. Lin Yi coldly places the freezing dagger directly at his throat. The brutal match is already over. The referee loudly shouts, "Winner, Lin Yi!" The massive arena goes completely silent. Then, everyone frantically starts talking at once. The supposed E-rank laborer is actually terrifyingly strong. Wang Hao wildly cheers loudly from his spectator seat. Lin Yi calmly puts his freezing dagger away. He effortlessly walks out of the massive arena, because right now, absolutely everyone in the stadium remembers his name. The night after the qualification round passes quietly. Most students at the Jianghe Hunter Academy are resting or celebrating. But the next morning, a new announcement appears. The elimination round starts in 4 days. For most students, this means rest. For Lin Yi, it means opportunity. Inside his dormitory, Lin Yi tightens his combat gear. He secures his frost steel dagger. Wang Hao stares at him from the bed. The elimination round is in 4 days. "Why are you putting on combat gear?" Lin Yi replies calmly. "I'm going to the wilderness." Wang Hao sits up quickly. "Alone?" Lin Yi shrugs. "Why not?" Wang Hao points out the window. "There are monsters out there." Lin Yi nods. "That's the point." Wang Hao collapses back onto the bed. "I knew it. My best friend is insane. If you die, leave your coins to me." Lin Yi smiles and leaves the academy. Soon, the massive steel gates of Jianghe City open. Lin Yi walks alone into the beginner wilderness sector. Here, monsters range from levels 3 to 8. He enters the dense forest. Hours pass. Lin Yi easily kills a few mutated wolves. He takes down a venom lizard. However, they drop nothing valuable. He moves deeper. Suddenly, a heavy sound echoes. The bushes shake violently. A massive creature emerges. It is an iron fang boar, a level 8 monster with high defense and sharp tusks. The beast roars. Then, it charges. Lin Yi stays calm. At the last second, he steps aside. His dagger flashes. He slashes the boar's side. It leaves a mark of frost. The boar turns and charges again. Lin Yi activates Titan Grip. Power surges through his arm. The beast lunges directly at his chest. Lin Yi steps in and stabs. His dagger pierces deep into the creature's throat. Cold energy freezes the monster from the inside. The boar staggers and collapses. The system notifies him of the kill. He gains 180 experience points. Lin Yi cleans his blade, but then the amplification triggers. The reward multiplies. He gains 18,000 experience points. He levels up instantly to level 11. Then, the system interface flashes brightly. A milestone is reached. The system evolves. The amplification multiplier increases from 100 times to 1,000 times. Lin Yi is shocked. At that moment, the monster's drops appear on the ground. He finds a common hunter blade, a monster core, and some coins. The system reacts immediately. The 1,000 times reward amplification activates. Energy flashes around the weapon. The metal turns into deep obsidian black with golden runes. It evolves into the Abyss Fang Blade, a legendary rank weapon. Lin Yi looks at the legendary weapon. Even top guilds treat this rank as a rare treasure. The coins multiply into thousands. The core turns into a high-grade crystal. Lin Yi smiles. Truly, one drop of effort leads to thunderous rewards. Suddenly, a sharp sound cuts through the air. Lin Yi turns instantly. A golden arrow shoots through the trees. It is moving with deadly speed. Lin Yi raises his new blade. Clang! The arrow shatters against the metal. Silence returns. But a hidden figure moves quickly between the trees, preparing the next shot. The shattered arrow fragments fall quietly onto the forest floor. Lin Yi stands still, holding the Abyss Fang blade. The forest goes completely silent. He looks toward the trees and says calmly, "Come out." A moment later, a figure moves quickly through the bushes. A tall, slender girl steps forward with a beautiful bow in her hand. It is Tong Yue, the radiant spirit archer, and the heiress of the famous Tang clan. She looks at the broken arrow and smiles. "So you blocked it." Lin Yi sheathes his blade. "You weren't exactly subtle." Tang Yue laughs softly and steps closer. "You really are interesting, Lin Yi. When I heard you killed the stoneback bear, I thought it was a rumor. But now, it seems the rumors are true." Lin Yi crosses his arms. "So?" Tang Yue lifts her bow. "Fight me." Lin Yi blinks. "You're serious?" Her eyes gleam with excitement. "We're both in the elimination round. Why not see who's stronger?" Lin Yi sighs and shakes his head. "No." Tang Yue frowns. "No?" Lin Yi points toward the city. "The academy rules are clear. Fights outside the tournament are forbidden. We will both be disqualified." Tang Yue smirks. "Scared?" Lin Yi smiles faintly. "No. I simply want to rank first in the tournament." Tang Yue laughs out loud. You want first place?" Lin Yi asks. "Why not?" She rests her bow on her shoulder and grows serious. "Because someone else will take that position." Lin Yi already knows the answer. "Chen Feng?" Tang Yue nods. "Chen Feng. He's an S-rank Stormblade swordsman. He is the strongest student in the academy. You still think you can beat him?" Lin Yi answers simply. "We'll see." Tang Yue stares at him, then turns back into the trees. "Lin Yi, if you survive the elimination round, I'll be waiting." She disappears into the shadows. Lin Yi shakes his head and grips his blade. He looks deeper into the forest. He has 4 days left to grind and get stronger. Hours later, another beast falls. With a sharp slash, a second iron fang boar collapses and turns into dust. Suddenly, a massive wave of power floods Lin Yi's body. His muscles tighten and his senses sharpen. The system notification flashes. He gains 180 base experience points. Then, the 1,000 times amplification triggers. He gains 180,000 experience points. The notifications explode. Level 12, level 13, level 14, level 15, level 16, level 17. The system finally stabilizes. He gained 5 levels in a single second. Lin Yi looks at his hands in disbelief. A level 8 wilderness predator died in seconds. But the truly terrifying part is the system. Breaking past level 10 changed everything. Now, even the smallest drop multiplies by 1,000. He picks up his legendary Abyss Fang blade. The dark metal feels cold. The golden runes shimmer like sleeping lightning. A weapon like this could cause a war among senior hunters. Yet, he got it from a regular wilderness boar. Lin Yi chuckles quietly. Truly, one drop of effort can lead to thunderous rewards. He checks his panel one last time. Level 17 is strong, but against geniuses like Tang Yue and the S-rank Chen Feng, he needs more power. Lin Yi looks deeper into the dark wilderness and smiles. 4 days. That should be enough? System, Lin Yi says, as a translucent interface appears before his eyes. His gaze sweeps across the updated information. Host, Lin Yi, level 17. Just a few days ago, he was a level 10 beginner preparing for the academy tournament. Now, he has climbed 7 levels in a single wilderness trip. Lin Yi shakes his head slightly. That kind of growth speed? If anyone in the academy saw this panel, they would think the system had gone crazy. He reviews his attributes. After reaching level 17, he allocated his 20 new free attribute points, 10 to strength, 5 to agility, and 5 to constitution. His strength now sits at 77, his agility is 52, and his constitution is 60. But the most striking detail is in his equipment slot, the Abyss Fang Blade, legendary quality, attack power, plus 195. Lin Yi lowers his gaze toward the dark metal. It shimmers faintly under the forest light. Golden runes run along the length of the weapon like sleeping lightning. A legendary weapon, Lin Yi mutters in disbelief. In this world, equipment ranking determines everything. Without strong weapons, even powerful hunters struggle against high-level monsters. He taps the inventory tab, and a detailed list expands. He now possesses 2 legendary Abyss Fang blades, a rare Frost Steel Hunter dagger, rare Windstep Hunter boots, 3 uncommon energy potions, and 2 epic high-energy cores. Lin Yi slowly exhales. Not bad, but the deeper he looks at the inventory, the more absurd it feels. In this world, item ranks follow a strict hierarchy. Common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, mythical, cataclysmic, and abyssal. Each rank comes with a massive difference in power. Common weapons provide only 10 to 20 attack power. Rare weapons reach about 50. And epic gear approaches 100. But once a weapon reaches legendary rank, the numbers jump dramatically, ranging between 180 and 220. Lin Yi's Abyss Fang blade sits perfectly at 195. He chuckles quietly. A wilderness monster dropping something like this. If a hunter guild heard about it, they would send entire teams to sweep the forest. Ordinary wilderness monsters only drop common or uncommon gear. High-tier equipment only comes from dungeons. Special zones created by spatial distortions, filled with dangerous monsters. Only there can hunters obtain mythical, cataclysmic, or abyssal weapons. Yet, Lin Yi obtained a legendary weapon from a level 8 boar. He shakes his head slowly. Ridiculous. Power flows through his body like a quiet river. His strength has grown tremendously, and his improved constitution allows him to fight for long periods without exhaustion. He closes the system panel. The forest returns to silence as a faint breeze moves through the leaves. Lin Yi looks deeper into the wilderness ahead. He has 4 days before the tournament's elimination round begins. The wilderness sky is quiet, too quiet. Lin Yi stands beneath a towering pine tree with the Abyss Fang blade in his hand. Suddenly, a dark blur descends from the sky. A bird-shaped monster dives toward him at frightening speed. Lin Yi doesn't even look up. He swings his blade. Slash. The monster splits cleanly in 2. It is a dust crow, a level 1 monster. Normally, hunters ignore them because they only give a tiny reward of 10 experience points. But for Lin Yi, 10 points means something entirely different. The 1,000 times amplification triggers instantly. He gains 10,000 experience points from a single crow. The sky suddenly fills with a massive flock of black birds, screaming and circling overhead. Lin Yi moves like a machine. His blade flashes again and again. Slash! Another crow falls. Slash! Another 10,000 experience points. He keeps swinging effortlessly. The numbers inside his system bar climb without pause. 50,000, 120,000, 200,000. The forest floor disappears beneath a thick layer of black feathers. The crows drop items as they die, beaks, claws, and small cores. Under Lin Yi's system, every single drop undergoes the 1,000 times amplification. Materials multiply and weapons evolve. The ground looks like an exploding market stall. Lin Yi fights until the sky turns dark. Finally, the last crow falls. Slash! He lowers his blade and opens his system panel. The experience bar surges past anything he has seen before. He gained a staggering 350,000 experience points. The notifications explode. He levels up straight to level 22. Lin Yi lets out a low whistle. Not bad. He taps his inventory, but his expression freezes. A notification pops up. Inventory full. He stares at the forest floor. The sight is ridiculous. Dust crow beaks form small mountains. Amplified materials look like massive haystacks. Lin Yi rubs his forehead. I may have overdone it. There is no way to carry everything. He carefully picks only the highest value items, the evolved weapons, rare materials, and energy cores, leaving the rest behind. With a completely full inventory, he returns to Jianghe City just as the massive gates close. He goes straight to his room and falls into a deep sleep. The next morning, sunlight pours through the window. With only 3 days left before the elimination round, Lin Yi walks down into the dormitory hallway. He finds Wang Hao sitting on a bench, scrolling intensely through his phone. Lin Yi walks over. "What are you doing?" Wang Hao jumps slightly and turns his screen. "Checking equipment prices. Brother Lin, the elimination round is coming. These people are monsters. Everyone is buying epic weapons and rare armor." He sighs deeply. "If I had just one good weapon, my chances would improve a lot." Lin Yi thinks for a moment. "Let's go." Wang Hao blinks. "Go where?" "The hunter market." Half an hour later, they stand inside one of the largest equipment stores in the city. Lin Yi looks at the shopkeeper and says without hesitation, "Epic weapons." The shopkeeper's eyes widen. He quickly brings out a sleek dagger glowing with energy and a reinforced scout blade. The price tags are outrageous. Wang Hao's jaw drops. "Brother Lin, let's leave." Lin Yi pulls out his hunter card. "Pack them." Minutes later, the purchase is complete. Wang Hao stands in the middle of the store, holding an epic-ranked scout blade in both hands. His entire body trembles in shock. "Brother Lin?" His voice shakes. "You bought this for me?" Lin Yi smiles. "You'll need it." Wang Hao takes a deep breath and shouts at full volume inside the store. "Brother Lin is the best!" Morning sunlight spills through the dormitory window. Lin Yi sits quietly on the edge of his bed. Dust crows, hundreds of them, were creatures so weak that most hunters ignore them completely. Yet, those tiny monsters produce something terrifying. 350,000 experience points. Lin Yi slowly raises his hand. System. The familiar translucent panel appears before his eyes. He focuses on the most important section. Host, Lin Yi. Level 22. Lin Yi stares at the number for several seconds. And level 22? Even he feels slightly stunned. Just yesterday, he was level 17. That was 5 levels in a single hunting session. If anyone inside Zhanghe Hunter Academy saw this panel, they would think his player panel malfunctioned. Lin Yi leans back and exhales. He feels the obvious increase in strength. His body feels stronger. Even the smallest movements carry far more power than before. His gaze then shifts toward the attributes section. His strength is 92. His agility is 62. His constitution is 65. He still has 10 free attribute points left to spend. Seeing these numbers, Lin Yi can feel the difference in his muscles already. His raw physical strength has reached a frightening level. Even without using Titan grip, he slowly opens his palm, repeating the number. Level 22. Inside Zhanghe Hunter Academy, that level is unheard of among first-year students. Most academy freshmen stay between level 3 and level 5. Even talented individuals like Su Qinghan and Tong Yue are probably somewhere around level 7 or 9. As for Chen Feng, the S-rank genius might have reached level 18 or 19, but even that is still lower than Lin Yi. Lin Yi chuckles softly. Looks like the system really doesn't believe in fairness. His gaze then drifts toward the equipment section of the panel. The Abyss Fang Blade. Legendary quality. Attack power. Plus 195. Lin Yi glances at the dark blade resting against the wall beside his bed. The weapon gleams faintly in the sunlight. Even some experienced hunters in Zhanghe City do not possess gear of this level. Yet, Lin Yi obtained it from killing a simple wilderness monster. The gap between each rank in this era is enormous. Common weapons barely reach 10 to 20 attack power, while rare weapons climb to 50. And epic gear crosses into the 90 to 120 range. But once a weapon reaches legendary rank, the numbers skyrocket between 180 and 220. Lin Yi's blade sits almost perfectly in the middle of that tier. It is an extremely deadly weapon. Lin Yi stretches slightly before closing the system panel. 3 days, that is all the time left before the elimination round begins. He believes he is ready. A faint smile appears on his face. Just then, the dormitory door suddenly bursts open. "Brother Lin!" Wang Hao rushes inside like a storm. Lin Yi looks at him calmly. You're loud. Wang Hao doesn't care and holds up his phone excitedly. Look. Lin Yi raises an eyebrow. What? Wang Hao shoves the screen toward him. The Academy forum is open, with hundreds of posts appearing every minute. The topic at the top is the Zhanghe Academy Elimination Round Predictions. Wang Hao scrolls through the rankings. Look at this. Lin Yi glances at the list. First place is Chen Feng, followed by Tong Yue in second, and Su Qinghan in third. But Lin Yi's name appears much further down, ranked near 30th place. Wang Hao looks offended. 30? That's ridiculous. Lin Yi simply shrugs. It's not wrong. Wang Hao stares at him. Brother Lin, you defeated Zhang Wei easily. And that guy is level 6. Lin Yi smiles faintly. Let them think whatever they want. Wang Hao scratches his head. You're strangely calm about this. Lin Yi stands up and picks up the Abyss Fang blade. It slides smoothly into its sheath. Predictions don't matter. Wang Hao blinks. What does matter? Lin Yi opens the dormitory door, then looks back slightly. Winning. Wang Hao freezes for a moment. Then, he suddenly laughs loudly. That's the spirit! The two of them walk out of the dormitory building together. The academy grounds are busy with students training and discussing strategies for the elimination round. But Lin Yi barely pays attention to any of it. He already knows something they don't. While everyone else is preparing carefully, he has already stepped into a completely different league, and once the tournament resumes, the entire academy will finally realize it. Morning sunlight stretches across Zhanghe City. Lin Yi stands on his dormitory balcony, looking toward the distant wilderness. 2 days remain before the elimination round. While other students train desperately or spend fortunes on equipment, Lin Yi makes his choice. He is heading back to the wilderness. An hour later, Lin Yi blends into the crowd of hunters moving through the city gates. The moment he steps outside, the atmosphere changes. The wilderness stretches vast and unforgiving. He walks deep into the forest path, alert and searching for strong monster groups. Suddenly, the ground vibrates violently. The air trembles, and a system warning flashes red before his eyes. High-level spatial distortion detected. Dungeon rift spotted, nightmare rank. Threat level, extreme. Host strength insufficient, immediate retreat recommended. A nightmare dungeon. Even elite hunter teams prepare for weeks before entering one. Before Lin Yi can move, space splits open. A massive vortex of black and crimson energy forms in the sky. The pressure is suffocating. Then, a man steps through the dimensional tear. As he emerges, the violent energy of the rift instantly stabilizes. The man wears full armor forged from shimmering golden dragon scales, engraved with pulsing ancient runes. He holds a massive spear, and a translucent dragon aura coils around him like a living guardian. Lin Yi glances at the man's public player panel, and his eyes narrow. Name, Long Tianyu. Guild, Heavenfall. Class, Dragon God Tamer. Rank, S level, 189. Status, National Guardian of Zhanghe City. Level 189. The strongest instructors at the academy are only level 60 or 70. This man is a living god compared to them. The Dragon Knight scans the area. His sharp golden eyes lock directly onto Lin Yi. He laughs, his deep voice echoing through the trees. Well now, I didn't expect to find a freshman wandering around this sector. Lin Yi stands his ground, refusing to move under the crushing pressure. Long Tianyu walks over, stopping a few meters away. His eyes flicker toward the Abyss Fang blade at Lin Yi's waist. His eyebrows lift in surprise, and he mutters, "A legendary weapon, and you're only a freshman. Kid, you look stronger than most rookies I've seen in years." Lin Yi remains silent. Long Tianyu points casually at the swirling vortex behind him. That's a nightmare dungeon. It popped up suddenly, so I came ahead of my guild team. Finding a freshman here is either stupidity or confidence. Lin Yi finally speaks. I didn't know the dungeon would appear. Long Tianyu laughs loudly. Fair enough. You know, I've seen thousands of rookies in 20 years, but sometimes you can just tell when someone has true potential. You have that exact feeling. He steps closer, his expression growing serious. My guild is Heavenfall, the strongest in the city. At the end of this month, we are holding a showcase event to recruit top talent. I want to invite you. Join us, and I will personally write a recommendation letter to send you directly to a regional elite academy. Those academies are places ordinary students can only dream of. Long Tianyu extends his hand. So, will you accept the invitation? Lin Yi looks at the outstretched hand, his face completely calm. He stares directly at the legendary Dragon Knight. Before I answer, I have one question. The Dragon Knight raises an eyebrow. Lin Yi's voice remains steady. If I join your guild, what happens when I become stronger than everyone in it? Lin Yi asked what would happen if he became stronger than everyone in the guild. The forest became completely quiet. Then, Long Tianyu suddenly laughed out loud. The golden-armored Dragon Knight looked at Lin Yi with amusement. He wiped his eye and asked if Lin Yi really believed he could surpass him. Long Tianyu asked, "Do you even know who I am?" Lin Yi stayed calm. He already knew from his system panel. Long Tianyu was level 189, a national guardian, one of the strongest hunters in the region. Long Tianyu crossed his arms. He said confidence like that was rare. Most rookies always trembled before him and begged for chances. But Lin Yi was already talking about surpassing everyone. Long Tianyu smiled. "You've got guts." Lin Yi did not answer. He thought about Long Tianyu's offer. Heavenfall Guild was the strongest guild in Jianghe City. Long Tianyu promised him a recommendation letter to a regional elite academy. It was a massive opportunity. But Lin Yi had 1,000 times amplification system. His path was completely different. If he accepted, he could enter the legendary Heavenly Phoenix Hunter Academy. However, the Academy tournament finals were at the end of the month. Accepting the invitation meant leaving the Academy and missing the tournament. Lin Yi did not need endless fame, but standing at the center of glory did not sound bad. There was also the guild hierarchy. He would start as the weakest member. Veterans would take the rare resources. They would take the best boss kills. His achievements would just become another mission report for the guild. Lin Yi looked up. Long Tianyu was still waiting for his answer. "Senior Long," Lin Yi said, "I understand the value of your invitation, but I have something I still want to do." Long Tianyu raised an eyebrow. "And what would that be?" "The Academy tournament," Lin Yi replied. Long Tianyu looked surprised. He asked why Lin Yi wanted to stay for a simple school competition. Lin Yi explained that if he left now, his path would begin under someone else's name. His achievements would belong to Heavenfall Guild. Lin Yi looked directly at him. "If I want to join a guild one day, I might simply create one myself." Long Tianyu laughed loudly again. He called it a huge ambition. Most people would call a freshman arrogant. But the Dragon Knight liked the boy's spirit. He asked if Lin Yi had made his final choice. Lin Yi nodded and bowed respectfully. "Senior Long, I appreciate your invitation, but I must decline." The Dragon Knight sighed. It was a rare answer. He pointed toward the horizon. He told Lin Yi that Jianghe City was small, but the world outside was massive. Long Tianyu said, "If your confidence survives, maybe we'll meet again on a different battlefield. Until then, survive." His golden armor flared with energy. The Dragon Knight stepped back into the nightmare dungeon, and the rift closed completely. Lin Yi stood alone in the forest. He gripped his Abyss Fang blade and walked into the wilderness. He smiled and whispered, "If I ever build a guild, it won't be small." Lin Yi returned to Jianghe City as the sun began to sink. He walked through the massive steel gates, looking like any ordinary hunter. No one on the busy streets knew that this quiet freshman had just turned down a legendary opportunity. For Lin Yi, the choice was simple. Guild invitations could always come again. But the Academy tournament only happened once. He refused to start his journey under someone else's shadow. Night fully fell when Lin Yi finally reached his noisy dormitory room. His roommate, Wang Hao, was sitting on the bed scrolling through his phone. Wang Hao immediately jumped up, shocked to see him. He asked why Lin Yi was still grinding monsters in the wilderness. Just 2 days before the elimination rounds, Lin Yi poured a glass of water. He casually replied that the wilderness was good practice. Wang Hao leaned forward with curiosity. "Did you find anything interesting?" Lin Yi took a sip of water. "I met someone." "Someone? Another hunter?" "The Dragon Knight." Wang Hao froze for 3 seconds. Then, a loud scream nearly shattered the window. "What? You mean Long Tianyu?" Lin Yi nodded calmly. Confirming it was the level 189 National Guardian. Wang Hao grabbed his own hair in complete disbelief. "Brother Lin, you're joking, right?" Lin Yi looked at him steadily. "Do I look like I'm joking?" Wang Hao slowly sank back onto his bed, trying to process the insane news. Then he asked what happened next. Lin Yi answered honestly. "He invited me to join Heavenfall Guild." The room went completely silent. Then, Wang Hao suddenly jumped up like he had been struck by lightning. His voice cracked completely. "What did you just say? He invited you to Heavenfall Guild?" He grabbed Lin Yi's shoulders and began shaking him violently. He shouted that Heavenfall was the strongest guild in the city, and people fought for 10 years just to get an interview there. Lin Yi calmly removed his hands. "I know." Wang Hao stared at him desperately. "So? What did you say?" Lin Yi answered calmly. "I declined." Wang Hao froze completely for the second time that night. Silence filled the room for 20 seconds. Then, Wang Hao grabbed a pillow and slammed it repeatedly against the wall. He screamed in total shock, unable to believe Lin Yi rejected it. He shouted that Lin Yi could have received a direct recommendation to the legendary Heavenly Phoenix Hunter Academy. Wang Hao collapsed onto his bed like a defeated man. "My lord, my brother has lost his mind." He turned his head slowly. "Why?" "Because of the tournament," Lin Yi answered simply. "If I join the guild now, I'll miss the finals." Wang Hao stared at him like he had heard the most ridiculous explanation in history. He rubbed his forehead. He called Lin Yi the strangest person he had ever met. Suddenly he sat up again, his eyes narrowing with a wild thought. Wang Hao pointed at him dramatically. "You're not trying to win the entire tournament, right?" Lin Yi stayed completely silent. That silence was the perfect answer. Wang Hao's mouth slowly opened in absolute shock. "Brother Lin, you really are planning to win it." The day before the elimination round arrived quietly, and Jianghe Hunter Academy reached a boiling point. Students filled every training ground and yard, their weapons clashing desperately as instructors shouted corrections. Everyone knew tomorrow would determine their entire future. But Lin Yi had already left the campus early that morning. He headed straight for the Jianghe Hunter Market, a chaotic and crowded place filled with merchants shouting their offers. Lin Yi didn't need equipment, since he already owned the legendary Abyssfang blade. He was here for skill books. He needed a movement skill like Flash Step to close distances instantly, and a spiritual energy regeneration skill to keep his low spirit attribute from running dry during long fights. If he could find them, his 1,000 times amplification system would do the rest. After 20 minutes of searching fruitlessly through the stalls, a familiar voice called out from behind him. "Lin Yi?" He turned around and saw Su Qinghan in her simple academy outfit, looking elegant as always. She walked closer and expressed surprise at seeing him there. When Lin Yi explained he was looking for skill books, her eyes widened. "You're still buying skills the day before the elimination round?" Lin Yi smiled faintly. "Preparation never hurts." Suddenly, a thin merchant nearby shouted about cheap skill books. Lin Yi and Su Qinghan walked over to his stall. The merchant quickly placed 2 books on the table, grinning widely. He introduced the first as the minor flash step technique, and the second as the basic spirit recovery meditation. Su Qinghan leaned forward, looking at them with a frown. "These are low-level techniques." The merchant defended himself immediately, shouting that high-level skills cost millions, and these beginner versions were perfect for students. Lin Yi checked the contents calmly. They were simple, but he didn't care. The system would amplify them anyway. "I'll take both," Lin Yi said. The merchant grinned and began wrapping them. Suddenly he looked at Su Qinghan, his eyes lighting up at her beauty. He leaned forward with a playful wink at Lin Yi, joking that he had a special stamina skill book, very useful for couples. Su Qinghan's face flushed red. She tapped the table sharply. "Don't be naughty." The merchant laughed awkwardly. Just joking! Just joking!" Lin Yi paid the coins without reacting and put the books into his inventory. The 2 of them began walking out of the market together. Su Qinghan glanced at him. "You're learning new skills the day before the tournament." Lin Yi smiled faintly. Sometimes the smallest upgrades make the biggest difference. The sky had already darkened when Lin Yi returned to the Jianghe Hunter Academy. The campus was unusually quiet because tomorrow was the elimination round, and even the most reckless students knew they needed rest. Lin Yi entered his room and found Wang Hao lying on his bed, staring at the ceiling. Wang Hao looked up and noticed the two old books in Lin Yi's hand. He nearly fell off his bed in shock, unable to believe Lin Yi bought skill books the night before a major tournament. Lin Yi sat at his desk and picked up the first book, The Minor Flash Step Technique. He opened it, and the system panel immediately flashed before his eyes, asking if he wanted to learn it. Lin Yi chose yes. A flood of information filled his mind, and the system notified him that he had learned Flash Step. Then, the 1,000 times amplification triggered. The simple speed boost transformed completely, touching the laws of space itself. While Wang Hao rambled on about how skills took months to learn, Lin Yi's skill evolved into a high-speed spatial movement technique. The system announced his new reward, Phantom Void Step. It allowed him to instantly move up to 10 meters, left behind multiple afterimages to confuse enemies, and had a cooldown of only 1 second. Lin Yi then picked up the second book, Basic Spirit Recovery Meditation. He selected yes, and the system confirmed he had learned the basic breathing technique. Instantly, the amplification activated again. The basic skill evolved into a passive ability called Eternal Spirit Core. Instead of needing to stay still, a self-sustaining spiritual core formed inside his body. His energy would now regenerate continuously, even during intense combat, and his spirit reserves would expand over time. Wang Hao noticed his silence and asked, "Brother Lin, you okay? You look like you're staring into space." "I'm fine," Lin Yi replied, leaning back. "I just think I've learned enough for tonight." Wang Hao laughed, telling him not to overthink it, and that they just needed to survive the first round without getting embarrassed. The night grew cold with anticipation for the tournament. Other students were worrying or making strategies. But Lin Yi had just gained 2 broken abilities, Phantom Void Step and Eternal Spirit Core. Janggi Hunter Academy was buzzing with noise from the early hours of the morning. Students poured out of the dormitories with expressions of excitement and tension, checking their gear for the 10th time. Today was the official beginning of the elimination round. Unlike the qualifications, losing today meant going home. The central arena was packed, massive banners hung from the walls, and the stands filled quickly with students, instructors, and visiting hunters. Inside the dormitory, Wang Hao was pacing back and forth nervously. He asked if Lin Yi was ready. Lin Yi calmly adjusted his Abyss Fang blade. "I've been ready." Wang Hao scratched his head, wondering how Lin Yi could stay so calm, while his own heart was about to jump out of his chest. Lin Yi told him it was normal, and they headed out. The closer they got to the stadium, the louder the noise became. They pushed through the crowded stone corridor leading to the seating area. Wang Hao looked around nervously. He remarked that the place felt like a battlefield. Lin Yi chuckled, replying that, for some people, it actually was. Wang Hao asked if they would face strong opponents, and Lin Yi replied that it depended on the bracket. Wang Hao just hoped he wouldn't face Chen Feng in the first round. Suddenly, someone bumped into Wang Hao. A soft voice quickly said, "Oh, sorry." A beautiful girl with long brown hair stepped back, lowering her head politely. Wang Hao froze, his brain completely shutting down. She apologized again, saying she wasn't looking where she was going. Wang Hao quickly snapped out of it, waving his hands to say it was fine. Lin Yi studied her and recognized her immediately. Her name was Liu Ling, a D-rank recovery priest. She had shocked the entire academy during the qualifications. By defeating a C-rank wind archer, a pure support class had beaten a combat class. Liu Ling wished them luck and quickly walked away. Wang Hao stared at her retreating figure like he had just discovered a new universe. He immediately grabbed Lin Yi's arm and pointed dramatically. "Brother Lin, that one." "What about her?" Lin Yi asked. Wang Hao looked extremely serious. "She's mine. You won't pursue her, right? Promise?" Lin Yi almost laughed. "Wang Hao, focus on the tournament." Wang Hao complained that he didn't promise. But Lin Yi simply kept walking into the massive stadium. Thousands of spectators were cheering, waving banners, and discussing the matchups. As they sat down in the participant section, Su Qinghan calmly approached and sat right next to Lin Yi. "Good morning," she said. Lin Yi nodded. Morning. Wang Hao looked between them suspiciously. He asked when they had become so friendly. Su Qinghan glanced at him, asking if there was a problem, making Wang Hao back down instantly. Suddenly, the stadium grew quiet. The main instructor stepped onto the central platform and looked across the crowd proudly. His voice echoed through the loudspeakers. Students of Zhanghe Hunter Academy, today marks the beginning of the elimination round. The crowd erupted in cheers. The instructor raised his hand to quiet them down, his expression becoming serious. He warned them that every battle from this point onward would determine their future. Win, and you advance, the instructor shouted. Lose, and your journey ends here. Now then, let the elimination round begin. The instructor's voice still echoed through the arena when the giant display screen above the battlefield flickered to life. Names began appearing one after another as the tournament system finalized the first matchups. The instructor stepped aside and raised his arm toward the display. The first match of the elimination round begins now. The screen flashed and two names appeared. Chen Feng versus Li Zhan. The arena erupted instantly. Chen Feng was already famous throughout the academy as an S-rank prodigy. Wang Hao leaned forward excitedly, telling Lin Yi they got to see the monster first. Lin Yi watched the arena entrance with genuine curiosity. The gates opened, and Chen Feng walked onto the battlefield with effortless confidence, his sword resting loosely at his side. Across from him stood Li Zhan, a broad-shouldered warrior who looked visibly tense. Facing Chen Feng in the first round was a nightmare. The instructor lifted his hand. Begin! Chen Feng moved. It wasn't even a full step, just a slight shift forward. A flash of steel cut through the air. A single sword arc streaked across the battlefield. And then, everything stopped. Li Zhan stood perfectly still, his eyes wide. His weapon dropped from his hand as the tip of Chen Feng's blade rested directly against his throat. Match over! Winner, Chen Feng! The arena exploded in absolute shock. The display screen updated instantly. Match duration, 0.87 seconds. New tournament record. Wang Hao slapped his own forehead in disbelief. Lin Yi watched quietly as Chen Feng calmly sheathed his sword and walked off without looking back. Wang Hao shook his head, asking if Lin Yi even saw that. Lin Yi nodded calmly, but inside, excitement stirred. That movement had been perfectly clean, precise, and efficient. Fighting someone like that would be interesting. Wang Hao declared that he would surrender immediately if he faced that monster, making Lin Yi call him a coward. Wang Hao dramatically argued it was just survival instinct. The next matches began quickly. The instructors wasted no time, and the clashing of steel and violent bursts of mana filled the arena. One battle lasted nearly 4 minutes before a warrior won with a heavy shield strike. More matches followed, some ending quickly and others dragging on. Su Qinghan's match came next. She stepped onto the battlefield with calm confidence and immediately unleashed her ice element techniques. Frost spread quickly across the ground, dropping the temperature instantly. Within barely 2 minutes, her opponent was completely locked in a thick shell of frost, motionless and defeated. Winner, Su Qinghan. She returned to the seating area, and Wang Hao gave her an immediate thumbs up. Su Qinghan sat beside Lin Yi, noting that the competition level was much higher than the qualification round. Lin Yi agreed. After nearly an hour of continuous battles, the display screen flickered with 2 new names, Lin Yi versus Liu Ling. The arena went briefly silent before erupting into whispers. People recognized Liu Ling as the priest girl who had defeated the Wind Archer. Wang Hao blinked rapidly and pointed at the screen in distress. You're fighting the shy girl from earlier! Su Qinghan looked surprised as well. Lin Yi stood up slowly, confirming it. Wang Hao immediately grabbed his sleeve, urgently whispering for Lin Yi to take it easy on her because she was cute. Lin Yi laughed quietly and walked toward the arena entrance. Across the battlefield, Liu Ling stepped forward, looking incredibly nervous as both hands gripped her small priest staff tightly. When she met Lin Yi's eyes, she looked even more flustered. The crowd watched with open curiosity, fascinated by a matchup between a lifestyle class laborer and a recovery priest. The instructor lifted his hand. Begin! The moment the match pairing appeared on the giant display screen. Murmurs spread across the arena. Students leaned toward each other, whispering rapidly about Lin Yi being a laborer. Under normal circumstances, a lifestyle class shouldn't even be standing in the elimination round. They existed to repair equipment or carry supplies, not to fight. Yet Lin Yi was standing there. Whispers grew quieter in the front rows. Students gossiped about rumors that he had effortlessly defeated Zhang Wei and possessed a legendary ranked weapon. On the other side stood Liu Ling, the shy recovery priest who had shocked the academy by defeating a C-rank wind archer. It was a strange situation. A support class versus a lifestyle class. The instructors watched with folded arms. One remarked, "A laborer class reaching the elimination round. I want to see what this student can do." Liu Ling gripped her staff tightly, her fingers turning white. She looked up nervously. Hello?" Lin Yi nodded. "Hello." Liu Ling noted that he was very calm, and her nervousness eased slightly. She mentioned that it was stressful because he was a laborer, but she had heard he was very strong. Lin Yi shrugged, saying people in the academy like to talk. Liu Ling tilted her head. "You don't look like someone who enjoys fighting." Lin Yi paused. "Neither do you." She smiled and nodded. For a moment, the atmosphere felt strangely relaxed, as if they were just chatting beside a training ground. Then the instructor's voice cut through the air. "Participants, prepare." They stepped back to their starting positions. The instructor raised his arm. "Ready, begin." Liu Ling lifted her staff to create a defensive barrier and backed away. Distance was survival for a priest, but before she could even begin her chant, Lin Yi vanished. He activated Phantom Void Step. Space rippled as his body blurred forward. Gasps erupted across the stands as he completely disappeared from his spot. Suddenly, a faint wind brushed past Liu Ling's shoulder. "Sorry," a calm voice whispered directly behind her. Her eyes went wide. Lin Yi was already behind her, erasing the distance in a single instant. She tried to turn, but it was too late. Lin Yi raised his hand and precisely pressed 2 fingers to the back of her neck. Liu Ling's eyes fluttered, and she collapsed softly onto the floor. The stadium went completely still. The instructor blinked in disbelief and looked at the arena timer. The screen above flashed. Match duration, 0.81 seconds. The crowd detonated in absolute shock. He was faster than Chen Feng. He broke the record. The screen updated. New tournament record, 0.81 seconds. Lin Yi. Even the instructors were shaken. One whispered, "Did he just teleport?" The instructor gathered himself and shouted, "Match over! Winner! Lin Yi!" Wang Hao jumped onto his seat, cheering wildly. Beside him, Su Qinghan stared in shock. "That speed," she murmured, "was terrifying." Lin Yi watched calmly as medics carried Liu Ling away. The crowd realized they had heavily underestimated him. This laborer was no ordinary freshman. In the stands, one particular student slowly turned his head toward the battlefield. The arena remained lively after Lin Yi's victory. Students continued talking excitedly about his astonishing 0.81 second record, but the tournament did not pause. Matches came one after another. Some battles lasted several minutes, while others ended in seconds. Gradually, the list of advancing students filled up. The giant display board showed 15 qualified students and 15 eliminated students. Only one match remained. At the edge of the seating area, Wang Hao sat beside Lin Yi, clutching his hands tightly. He looked unusually nervous and kept staring at the display screen. Wang Hao swallowed hard. "Brother Lin, something feels wrong." Lin Yi glanced at him calmly. "What's wrong?" "My match still hasn't been called," Wang Hao said, rubbing his face nervously. Lin Yi had noticed that too. All other participants had already fought, except for 2 names, Wang Hao and Tang Yue. Lin Yi's eyes slowly shifted toward the elite section. Tang Yue sat there gracefully, her silver armor catching the arena lights. She hadn't fought yet either. "Looks like your opponent hasn't fought yet either," Lin Yi said. Wang Hao followed his gaze. The moment he saw Tang Yue, his face turned pale. "No way, right?" Lin Yi sighed quietly. Prepare yourself. Suddenly, the giant screen above the arena flickered. Look! Someone shouted loudly. The names appeared clearly on the glowing board. Tang Yue versus Wang Hao. The entire arena erupted in laughter and whispers. Everyone remembered Wang Hao's failed public confession to her. It felt like fate was deliberately mocking him. Wang Hao's lips trembled. Brother Lin, I think I'm going to die. Lin Yi raised an eyebrow. You're exaggerating. That woman is A rank. I'm only C rank. Wang Hao grabbed Lin Yi's shoulder dramatically. Lin Yi calmly removed his hand. Go fight. The instructor's voice echoed through the loudspeakers. Next match, participants, step onto the battlefield. Tang Yue rose gracefully, while Wang Hao stood up with stiff legs. He told Lin Yi to remember him if he died out there. Lin Yi rolled his eyes and told him to just go.